say Mermaid real, you know, because look for them not believe for my channel, you know.
A real thing, but you can't see them, me talk to them, other people see them talk to them, a real thing.
A truck driver escaped injury early Tuesday morning when a trailer he was hauling slipped off flat bridge in the Bogwalk Gorge in.
If y'all don't believe in mermaids, then y'all need to look into this bridge called Flat Bridge in Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all to the channel. If you're new on this page, kindly subscribe and be part of the community. To whoever is watching this video, hit that like button and watch it to the end. On this video, we are going to talk about the most famous landmark, known of its deadliest for centuries. Flat Bridge in Bogwalk, George, has connected communities, but also is the scene of countless tragedies, from deadly crashes, powerful flood waters to chilling legend of ghost and mysterious mermaid. It is a historic bridge and has earned a fearsome reputation.
It's not where the mermaid story's been. We're back. Have you guys heard about the Flat Bridge in Jamaica? It's actually over a river. It is a bridge that they know to be haunted. The people of Haiti know to be haunted by mermaids. And it's interesting that they use the word haunted a lot because a lot of bad things have happened on that bridge. I actually don't know if it's been finalized now because during the construction of the bridge, there was so much of people that were making it, and crews would refuse to go back to work because obviously, like, why are they hearing like this? We're hearing singing, luring, falling into the water, bad things happening to the construction of the bridge as it was going up. That was just like in the way of it being finished. It's super weird because there's been a lot of cars that literally just drive or find their way off the river, and the people in them obviously. Some of the locals say that people are seen leaving sacrifices and sprinkling things in the water, but a lot of people will not go over the bridge because they fear the mermaids.
If y'all don't believe in mermaids, then y'all need to look into this bridge called Flat Bridge in Jamaica. Now, I've done several videos talking about the history of this bridge, how the slaves helped build this bridge, and how a lot of slaves basically died in the process of building this bridge. But over the years, the legends and the lure has just become super popular, and this is one of the most haunted locations. And it's not just from the ghosts of the slaves that passed away in the process. It's from the mermaids, also known as the river mummas. And that's what they call the mermaids there. Now, there has been so many people that have allegedly witnessed or seen these mermaids or river mummas in this lake. There has been numerous of accidents. I'm talking about freak accidents on this bridge because there's no railings, and they believe that the mermaids are taking down the railings. Like, just look at this bridge. There's no railings. And over the years, there has been several accidents. It's not even a specific count, but in 2016, it was a lot going on. But some people believe that the mermaids are luring people to their deaths, or that they're just basically like messing up the safety barriers because they've tried to put the railings up, but they always come down. And they believe that the mermaids or the river mamas live in a bottomless hole below the bridge. There's people that have claimed that they have seen blood sprinkled in the river from time to time. But in 2016, there was a time when there was 8 fatal accidents that happened in a 3-month span. And 5 people had passed away in December of that year. Now, I know that accidents happen, especially since it's because there's no railing, but I don't think that's a coincidence. So it's either the ghost or the river mamas. But if you're from Jamaica, please comment some stories or things that y'all heard about this bridge because it fascinates me so much.
A truck driver escaped injury early Tuesday morning when a trailer he was hauling slipped off flat bridge in the Bogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine and plunged into the Rio Cobre. The incident happened around 6 a.m. Reports indicate there were no passengers in the vehicle.
So I just got back from Jamaica and I had to share with y'all what one of the locals told me about Flat Bridge. Now, if you're not familiar with this bridge, I've done several videos on it, but basically it's this old bridge that was created by the slaves. It's basically in Kingston, and all kinds of mysterious accidents and just creepy things has occurred on this bridge for years. There's no railings. There's been all kinds of crashes, and people believe that it is from the mermaids. So when I was in the airport, I was talking to this woman and she was asking me, how did I enjoy my stay? And, you know, would I come back? And I was like, I absolutely loved it. And she was like, what part would you like to visit next? And I was like, Kingston. I want to go to Flatbridge. Y'all, before I could even say anything, her mouth was like, oh, you don't want to go there. And I was like, why? She was like, this might sound crazy, but there's mermaids there. But of course it didn't sound crazy to me because y'all know I know this. So I'm just like listening to her, like I'm not telling her anything about the stuff that I know. Like she literally just told me this. Like as soon as I said I want to visit Flatbridge in Kingston, she immediately said, no, you're going to be scared. Don't do it. She told me that she grew up in the area. Like that is where she's from. Like she has, you know, to cross this bridge every day basically. And she said the feeling is so scary. She said she's heard stories from her mother and her grandparents and her father like for years. She said she's never like actually seen one herself, but she said she like if she could avoid going on this bridge, she would. But she had to cross it to go to school and, you know, do different things. And she told me the only people that can go down there is basically divers. And they won't mess with them because she's heard that they appease them. And then that's when she told me, she was like, we don't really call them mermaids. We call them the river mamas. And she was like, they're not friendly at all. Like you literally have to appease them, bring them sacrifices. But she said every other year there's divers that go down there and they won't mess with them. But she said that feeling is just so frightening going over this bridge. Not even because it has no railings over it. She said that eerie feeling, like you could just tell that it's something there and that we're not supposed to be on it. That's exactly how she worded it. Now, I asked several locals about the mermaids, and a lot of them told me that they have to see it to believe it, but they've heard stories. But I did ask a lot of younger people. I feel like if I would have asked more so of the elders, they would have had more stories and could tell me more. But the people that I did ask were like the younger people, like my tour guide and stuff like that. And they was basically like, you know, they grew up hearing stories, but they never seen it. But I think they was just trying to tell me that. Like my tour guide was literally in shock that I knew all of this stuff about Flatbridge. Like he even told me that I'm Jamaican. He was like, you're not American, you're Jamaican, you need to be a tour guide, because he said he's never like knew an American that knew this much stuff that, you know, was so accurate. But there you have it, y'all. This is coming from a real local that lived near the area. She said that she's always been frightened. Like I said, like she had to cross the bridge every day to get to where she had to go. But she said if she could avoid going there, she would. And she's from the area. But yeah.
Flatbridge was created between the time of 1724 and 1774. During the time there's no specific date because, as you know, back then, never have no media, never have no, you know, follow up people and document nothing, no. Never have no scholars. So back in the days, 1724, the Spaniards built the first bridge with logs. And over the years, they have noticed that every time rain fall, so I not just know we are experiences, you know, this has come from our ancestors, them. Every time rain fall, it washes away the bridge. So coming up from 1724 to 1774, they constructed this top one here. 1774 is when they decided that they're going to construct the first concrete bridge built with iron plates, because what happened is when they use board or anything like that, the rivers wash it away. So Flatbridge, I know that some of you guys are concerned about why they don't put a railing on it, why they leave it so naked. The reason for that, as our ancestors said, the water, whenever Flatbridge or the gorge is flooded, the bridge railings or whatever wash away. Over the years, they have attempted to put railings on there. Every time railings are built, there's an accident that destroys the railings, like wipe the railing them completely off. So from those incidents coming up, Jamaicans naturally, or ancestors, has attached it to the hauntings of previous Spaniards who died at the bridge, persons who died in accidents, drowning, all of that.
Bro, have you seen the video of this man in Jamaica? He jumps off of a bridge in Flatbridge, Jamaica, I think. I might be wrong about that. But anyway, he jumped off a bridge and he was never seen or heard from again. And the locals swear up and down that the sirens or the mermaids took his ass. Like, if you haven't seen that video, I'm fixing to show it to you. Like, it is crazy, y'all.
A man jump in Flatbridge, Jamaica, and disappear.
Bravery. Bravery. Claudia, go on it up. Jeez.
Where'd he go?
Wait, how I go on?
Where did that video come from?
No, the man did not come up charge. Wait, what's going on in here, fam? Mayday, Mayday. Mayday.
What the hell's going on?
Where are they? God damn it, man. Where are they? Where are they? For fuck's sakes, mate. Where are they? Look over here, sir. Look under the bridge, sir. Where are they? Oh my gosh, the mermaid has grabbed them, people. Yo, where the one there? Oh my gosh, mate. What up? Oh my gosh, mate. Yo, what up, sir? Mermaid has grabbed them. Yo, what up, sir? For a quick sex session. Rest in peace to the people. Oh my gosh. We're at Flatbridge. We're at Flatbridge, Jamaica, people. They have just jumped off and they have not come up. Oh my gosh, man.
Is that not crazy? And not only that, where the hell did that man appear from? Whenever she panned the camera around to the other side of the bridge and that car passed, that man came out of nowhere. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But it also sounds like there's more than one person that didn't come up. And there is definitely a pattern of people disappearing on this bridge. The locals think it's the mermaids, sirens, getting these men. But of course, law enforcement and them think that it's because the vehicles lose control or they're driving off into the water. But the locals know better. I'm telling you, Jamaica is surrounded by so much folklore, it's insane. And a lot of it surrounds the mermaids or sirens. But I thought this was crazy, y'all. This man literally jumped off this bridge and was never seen again. And she was on live when he jumped, so you can't really edit live videos like that. So, like, the comments even show the man didn't come back up. So this is talking about that video also. Like, y'all, there's definitely something going on around that bridge. What do you guys think? Let me know below because this is wild. As always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This video has not been proven to be true. This is just my speculation and my opinion, which is not misinformation. Nothing in this video violates any terms, conditions, or guidelines.
Let's talk about the scariest bridge in Jamaica, also known as Flatbridge. Now, Flatbridge is one of the oldest bridges in Jamaica, and it was built by the slaves in the 18th century. And people believe that the construction was around the 1700s. And several slaves was unalived in the process of building this bridge. And there are all kinds of strange stories about this bridge, y'all. For years, hundreds of people have been unalived on this bridge. There's been cases where people will just be driving on this bridge and just mysteriously just drive into the water because there's no railings. Now here's where the conspiracies and the theories and the legends come in. Some people believe that this bridge is haunted by the Duppies, also known as the ghosts of the former slaves that lost their lives in the process of building this. Some people also believe that some of the slaves was buried underneath this bridge. Another theory is the river mermaids or the river mamas. And some people believe that these river mermaids live in a bottomless hole just below the bridge. And there has been several people who have claimed that they have seen these mermaids, like actually see these creatures, and that they are the reason and causes of these mysterious deaths and just making people like lure them off the road and just doing all these freak accidents. There's also another legend of the golden table, which basically at noon or a certain time of the day, you can see the reflection of a golden table in the water.
Tell the people them say mermaid real, you know, because for them not believe from my channel, you know.
They're real, a real thing, but you can't see them
Me see them, me talk to them, other people see them talk to them. A real thing. It's a real thing. Sometimes them come and then they all about.
So in this video, the woman proceeds to talk about how a woman came into a bar and the woman was explaining how a mermaid came and killed her husband. And she proceeds to say how mermaids are real, how they look like you and I, how they look human-like, and how they walk around like you and I. Mermaids, I feel like there's so much evidence that proves that mermaids exist. You know, even when you look in ancient India, you know, they talk about how mermaids existed. I think it's such, you know, it's such an intriguing topic that most people can't quite grasp it. But it goes into such depth. Like, there is so many videos about mermaids.
Flat Bridge in Boardwalk, George St. Catherine is one of the oldest bridges still in use in Jamaica. It was built in 1724 and 1770 and was constructed through the forced labor of enslaved Africans during the colonial era. Despite being more than 250 years old, it remains an important transport link, carrying thousands of vehicles every day. But when you talk about its design, it has changed very little since it was built. It is only 5 meters wide, and more concerning, it has no safety rails. Instead, it only has small concrete spheres lining the edges, offering little protection from the rushing waters below. So over the years, the attempts to install stronger barriers has been repeatedly been damaged or swept away by the flooding from the Rio Cobre. Sadly, fatal accidents have become part of flat bridge history. In 2016, 6 people lost their lives. More recently, on April 2025, another tragic reminded Jamaicans that the bridge remains a serious danger. These heartbreaking incidents have reignited calls for a safer crossing while preserving the bridge's historic significance. But Flat Bridge is known for more than accidents. Local folklore tells stories of ghostly apparition, mystery spirits, and even mermaids said to lure victims into the river. Those who use the bridge mostly during nighttime, they often share the experience of like fearsome. It is so scary crossing the bridge during the night because some even claim that you'll hear some sounds or hear some people just walking around the bridge or in the water. Cause of mermaid to lure victims in the river. So whether people believe these stories or not, they remain an important part of Jamaica culture and the bridge mystique. But we have some heroes, real heroes, are residents and experienced divers leaving the bridge. Often they become the first responder when accidents happen. They always dive into the dangerous water of the river, risking their own lives in desperate to rescue or attempts to rescue survivors. Their courage has saved lives and also earned them the respect of people across Jamaica. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you on the next video.